The silence around Hellas Hall didn't last long this week. As the Bears prepare for their Week 14 battle at Lambeau Field, the mood around the building has shifted from quiet confidence to something far more intense. Multiple leaders on this roster, from the head coach to the defensive veterans to the offensive cornerstone pieces, have delivered a loud, unified message to Green Bay. We are not the same team you've pushed around for years. The spark behind that message, unsurprisingly, starts with the man steering the entire operation. The head coach has kept a calm tone all season long, rarely showing emotion publicly, but everyone inside the locker room knows this matchup hits differently for him. His recent comments made that crystal clear. Even before arriving in Chicago, he had a history with the Packers, and a successful one. His record against Green Bay during the past several seasons is impressive, including a stretch of dominance at Lambeau Field. Only one loss in his last 6 meetings. Undefeated on the road. And now he's heading into his first Packers appearance as Chicago's head coach with far more on the line than personal pride. He understands the weight of this rivalry. He understands what it means to a fan base that has spent an entire generation watching Green Bay stack wins and division titles. And he understands the opportunity in front of him. I know what this game means, he said earlier this year. I enjoyed beating the Green Bay Packers. He said that long before he ever stood in front of a Bears backdrop, and that competitive fire still burns. The coach isn't pretending this is a weak opponent. He acknowledged this might be the toughest defensive test the Bears have faced since the season began. He praised their secondary, their speed, their discipline, and the way their front disrupts passing lanes. He also emphasized that even with injuries, Green Bay's defensive line remains aggressive and unpredictable. What he didn't say directly, but what many inside the building have echoed, is that this Bears team is built differently now. The number 1 rushing attack in football. An offense that has won 9 of its last 10. A locker room that finally believes it can control the NFC North rather than chase it. But belief alone doesn't win rivalry games. Execution does. Poise does. And rhythm does, the rhythm Chicago has been building week after week. That's where the message from the team's defensive leaders comes in. Their voices have grown louder, more confident, more demanding. And one of those voices belongs to a veteran who knows Lambeau Field perhaps too well. He has played in that stadium during the lowest points of Chicago's rivalry era, and during the breakthrough earlier this year when the Bears finally walked back to the locker room victorious. That win mattered. But what matters more is the chance to do it again. And for the first time in more than 50 years, the Bears have a real shot to beat the Packers twice at Lambeau in the same calendar year. The message being delivered this week is simple: the tide can turn. The tide should turn. And the Bears are coming to force that shift, not hope for it. This is not the timid Bears team Green Bay has toyed with for decades. This is a team with a purpose, and that purpose is finally taking shape. If there's one voice that has captured Chicago's mindset perfectly, it's the veteran defensive back who sent a now famous gesture toward the Lambeau crowd in Week 18 last season. He didn't do it out of disrespect, he did it out of emotion, out of a decade's worth of frustration, out of a belief that the Bears were turning a corner. And that belief has only grown since then. We have more confidence than we've ever had, he said this week. We put in the work, and we're seeing the results. Confidence is one thing, proof is another. And right now, the Bears have both. He also reminded everyone that this is a different team, a different year, and a different opportunity. We're going at it prepared and aggressive, he added. No holding back. This shift in mindset isn't limited to the defense. The Bears' tight end, a lifelong Chicago fan who grew up watching this rivalry when Aaron Rodgers dominated the division, spoke passionately about how much this particular matchup means to him. His family ties even connect him to players on the Packers roster, but none of that blurs the competitive line. This game matters, he said. It matters to the city, to the fans, to the players who have been here through the tough years. He talked about the culture change under the new coaching staff, the emphasis on resilience, and the renewed physical identity that has defined this team all season. He feels it. The locker room feels it. And Bears fans across the country feel it too. And speaking of fans, quick pause for something important. If you're enjoying this breakdown and want more in-depth Bears updates, film room analysis, and breaking news coverage, make sure you tap that subscribe button right now. This channel doesn't miss a single storyline, injuries, roster moves, practice notes, trade chatter, everything. If you're a die-hard Bears fan, subscribing is the best way to stay connected all season long. Let's grow this community and keep pushing out the most reliable Bears content on YouTube. Now, back to the show. There's a reason fans, players, and analysts are buzzing about this matchup. A win in Week 14 wouldn't just improve Chicago's record, it would send a message across the entire NFC. The Bears would sit firmly at the top of the conference with a chance to create separation in the divisional race. But there's another development brewing behind the scenes, one that could strengthen the defense even more. A veteran linebacker recently became available after parting ways with Tennessee. And he's not just any linebacker. He has a track record of production and a personal connection to players currently on the Bears roster. With over 100 tackles in multiple seasons, along with sacks, pass breakups, and backfield disruption, he brings experience and instincts that few mid-season pickups can offer. He's familiar with a player in Chicago's secondary from their time in Philadelphia, which could help him absorb the defensive scheme quickly. There is one concern, a nagging hamstring injury that sidelined him earlier this season. Reports say he's healthy now, but Chicago won't move forward unless he passes a full physical. Still, his availability creates an intriguing decision for a team fighting for playoff positioning. Depth wins games in December. Depth wins games in January. And if Chicago truly believes it can make a run, this signing would make a lot of sense. Whether the Bears pull the trigger or not, the message is loud and clear: they are operating like a contender, not a placeholder. As the Bears head towards Sunday, the focus is sharper than it has been all season. Every practice rep, every film session, every adjustment matters just a little more. Rivalry games create their own energy, and this one carries decades of history and frustration. But the Bears aren't living in the past. They're living in the present, and the present looks stronger than anything fans have seen in years. The coach knows this is his moment to reshape the rivalry. The defensive backs know this is their moment to flip the script. The offense knows this is their moment to show they can beat an elite defense in a hostile environment. The Bears have won 9 of their last 10 games. They've climbed through injuries, tough matchups, and late-game challenges. They've evolved from a team trying to survive to a team controlling its identity. What stands ahead of them now is a defining opportunity. A win at Lambeau doesn't guarantee a division title. It doesn't guarantee a playoff run. But it guarantees something Chicago hasn't had in years: momentum, respect, belief. Beat the Packers again. Beat them twice at Lambeau in the same year, and the entire NFL will finally acknowledge that the Bears are no longer rebuilding. They're rising. The veterans know it. The young stars know it. The coaching staff knows it. And deep down, even Packers fans know it, which is exactly why the nerves are already beginning to show. This is the moment for Chicago to step into a new era. A tougher era. A confident era. A winning era. As the Bears prepare to walk into Lambeau Field, one truth stands taller than every storyline surrounding this game: Chicago is no longer afraid of Green Bay. Now it's time to make Green Bay fear Chicago. Bear down, Sunday can't come soon enough.